We had our holidays.
Yes.
The Avenue had their holidays.
We're all very rested.
Mm-hmm. And we're back to talk about not only the most recent episode, but the third episode that we never actually got to see on time.
As you remember, we did sort of a throwaway episode. So this is 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Where a lot has happened in this episode.
Yes.
It's probably the darkest episode of The Avenue to date, I would think.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah. So should we just jump right in?
Yeah.
Arda, Gregory, and Claire go to the club together, and Rachel sees them outside, and Rachel is pissed.
She's upset.
So in episode 3, we see Rachel talking to her boyfriend Connor about how she can't believe they did that, but she doesn't want to get involved in any drama.
But then she gets involved!
In drama! Yeah, it makes sense for the show, but really in real life it does not make any sense. If you don't want to put yourself in that situation, just don't.
But we're really glad she did.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Some drums.
So they all go to a club together.
Yes.
And that's the bulk of this episode, I would say.
It's a lot of sound issues.
Like, serious sound issues. You cannot actually hear anything they're saying. And they try, like, good for them. They try with captions, but even with the captions, you leave the episode incredibly confused.
Yes, and I don't even know if the captions really reflect what was actually said. Like, I feel like, they took it easy on them with the captions.
I think so, too. At one point, there's an argument about whether or not Arda is a lesbian because she's dancing awfully close to Claire on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And as everyone knows, when two women dance close on a dance floor...
In Dick Club.
They're lesbians, without a doubt. They go home and scissor after a long night of close dancing in the club.
There's a lot of scissoring that happens. I really like that this show is not only sort of bringing exposure to sort of alternative sexual lifestyles, but it's sort of, a little bit of a Cliff's Notes to how to detect homosexuals. Mm-hmm. So, Arda's a lesbian because...
this new character, Karina, also known as the most horrible person ever in life.
Yeah.
She decides to, tag team with Rachel.
Yes.
And starts targeting Arda in Day Club. Okay, so they all kind of, leave one at a time. Gregory's left alone in the club, and then disaster strikes.
It's bad.
It's bad news.
Yeah.
Well, you should just tell them what happened.
Well, I mean, he's quite literally gay bashed in an alley.
In an alleyway.
I mean, we actually don't know what provoked the attack, but it is messy.
It is messy. We don't know who did it.
He's seriously hurt.
The cameraman runs to his rescue, and then it's over.
Yes.
And then the holidays happened, and now we're on to episode 4. But before we get to that, we should introduce our guest this week.
Yeah, we should. We're really excited.
We're super excited.
Everyone, please welcome Johnny Walker.
Woo!
First time guest, Hank.
Okay.
We're gonna have
sorry,
to...
Hank.
Yeah,
to unseat you.
Okay, so we're really excited because this is the first episode ever that we have an actual legitimate non-lawsuit
giving sponsor.
Oh, so far. No lawsuits. Sky Vodka.
Which is incredible.
Sky.
Thank you so much.
This is a premium vodka, 4-column distillation and 3-step filtration process, which guarantees no hangovers. So it's like a miracle drink.
For us, because
let's put that to the test.
Yeah, let's put it to the test by drinking all of this.
All of it.
And for the occasion, I created, a really simple cocktail. We like to call it the Lounge Lizard.
Which you'll totally understand if you've seen the episode.
Yeah.
If you haven't, we'll tell you all about it in a little bit. And so what's in it?
It's just some, orange drink.
Orange drink from concentrate.
A lot of Sky Vodka.
Not Tropicana, though.
No, it's not.
It's
from a can. It's from a can. It's Tropican.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of sort of blackcurrant syrup. And Kevin, through the magic of television, he had to get started ahead of us. So
cheers.
Cheers.
To Sky Vodka in the Ave-tershow.
Yes.
Being back.
Delicious.
It actually is delicious.
No, it's actually really good.
It's really good.
Tasty.
No lies.
Yeah. No, this is not a TV.
So if you want to make this at home, she just told you how to make it. We don't have a website for you to look at.
Episode 4, we learn that Greg has been badly assaulted So Rachel and Claire are getting together to talk about what happened, and so Claire has seen him several times. In this clip, it's a week later, ostensibly.
Yes.
So they're talking about, so Claire has been with him constantly. Rachel has not gone to see him yet.
She's a little concerned. She thinks that Gregory is probably still mad at her for the whole lesbian debacle.
Yes, and she's probably right, no? I would say, it didn't go very well.
Maybe it didn't go very well, but I feel like if she's a good friend, which she claims to be, she probably should have visited him at least once.
Is she a good friend, Johnny Walker?
You're in the hot seat.
She's not the best.
Yeah.
Not the best. I mean, yeah, like the whole lesbian hurling incident was unfortunate, but I think
Like she was throwing lesbians.
like she kept throwing lesbians at Arda and just wouldn't stop for like 10 minutes. And no one even knew what they were saying except the sound of like lesbians hitting Arda. But I mean, I'm surprised that you would actually even think of that if your friend had just been horribly gay bashed. Would you really think like, I better not go see him because of this like awkward conversation we had? Or would you be sort of like, probably we've all forgotten about that conversation because something more important has happened since?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a timeline thing because, you see her on the call with Arda, and, she's saying, oh, it just happened yesterday. But, her conversation in the previous scene with Rachel was like a week later, so there is some kind of weird thing going on with the timing. It's a looper.
It's what it is. It's Rachel's a looper, and that's the solution.
I think you're giving the Avenue a lot of
I'm
credit.
just a little surprised she even had Arda's phone number.
Yes.
I don't think I have my enemy's phone numbers.
That's a good point.
Maybe we like missed a scene where she got. Maybe that's not an interesting scene where she asks for Arda's phone number.
I mean, there were
Maybe
so
I just
many
answered
interesting
my own
scenes.
question.
Is that dialogue forced? You never know, really.
No dialogue with Arda is ever forced. I have to be truly the most charismatic woman not on television.
Right.
Can we talk about how good she is at making this face when she's on her, on her cell phone, and she's just doing this the whole time?
What I found in this episode is it appears very much so that Gregory doesn't have very many real good friends. Like, Jay's obviously there for him. He's pumping iron in the gym and, like, gets his prescriptions for him.
Yeah.
And then he has Claire, who's, presumably been there every step of the way.
You mean, well, then she is the nicest person you'll ever meet.
She's the nicest person you'll
As we
ever
are
meet.
reminded in every scene.
Sorry guys, just look at my face. I was pulling an Arda.
So this episode, it seems pretty obvious that Gregory doesn't really have a good, solid friend circle.
Yeah, it seems like, since Rachel has been drifting, Shannon, seems still to be a little bit out of the picture for the time being, and then he's got his in-home caregiver / boyfriend in the closet, Jay. So, he seems to have been, has everything under control, getting his, excuse me, are you filming our faces? Can you not? Like, I told you a million times not to film our faces.
We are not ready for people to see our
faces.
faces.
Are you dumb, Jose?
And you also have Shannon, who received a text message at some point in time, but would have preferred to have sat on her little day bed.
Yes.
And she was
being a lounge lizard.
She's being a lounge lizard.
Here's to Shannon.
Let's all be lounge
lizards.
Yeah.
I assume she drinks one of these every day.
Oh, we know.
At least one.
She puts vodka in her lemonade. We know how she does.
She lives next door, and instead of walking over, she has to have a cell phone conversation with him.
Presumably she lit some candles as well.
Right. We know that's her signature. Bad things happen, light a votive. Yeah.
But do we trust her?
Trademark Shan.
Do we trust her around an open flame? Yes. Fair point. I just don't know.
Good point.
And then I think another important thing about this episode that kind of moved forward is we get to see Chad and Connor really just hash it out over some tennis.
Yes.
And
hitting the balls back and forth.
Hitting those balls. But Chad is such
a gay ball?
Chad. Is that an insult? I think it is.
Carnivorous humanoid underground dweller.
He's a chud.
And Johnny's right. That is saying a lot because there are a lot of terrible people on this show.
Oh, but you think, what's her name?
Karina.
Yeah.
Karina is actually the worst, I think.
Well, she doesn't get enough airtime. Like
she had her one episode. She's not coming back.
She was just a rabble rouser.
She got a significant amount of airtime
for one line over
during
and
like
over
the Avenue's interesting
Yeah.
experimentation into the mumblecore genre. Just like a really, really bold, like avant-garde reality choice for them.
Totally. So we should talk a little bit more about Shannon in this episode. She's
a strong presence.
She has a very strong presence. She was wearing glasses.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was being a lounge lizard, to be fair.
Right.
You know.
We should cheers every time we say lounge lizard. Cheers.
You know, she wasn't in an outfit that you would wear if you were stopping someone's car outside their home.
Right.
She still looked fierce, though.
Yeah, it was more of a, like, condolences on your gay bash look that she was going for.
It was a hugging and holding outfit, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to know if the other girls know about Shannon. Do they know
like
that there's
he's getting
this, like...
some on the side a little bit? Yeah.
But, like, do the other girls know that there is this rural housewife who knows about all of their business?
You know what?
That's a
I
good
don't
question.
know. I think that she and Arda would get along.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Sure.
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
Why not?
I'm just making stuff up. Like, who would, you know.
By that do you mean that Shannon's a lesbian?
We're putting it out there.
We're jumping to conclusions again, but yes.
Let's not hurl lesbians.
It'd be great if we had a graphic where, like, lesbians like flung at the screen.
It'd be great if a lesbian just got hurled at us right now. Gelman, next time can you make that happen, please? Thank you.
Yeah.
Just edit some lesbians.
Yeah.
Just want like cutouts flying.
Sure.
Sure.
Like if we could get some Katie Lang.
I was thinking
Flying
Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of, friend gossip, the hot gossip is that Rachel did show up on his doorstep after all of that.
You could tell that Gregory was not having it. She bought a peace offering.
A Michael Kors peace offering. I wonder what it was. He didn't even open it.
He sort of opened it. He's like, I have this already. He was not grateful at all.
I think it was maybe just the bag.
I got a million of these.
I take my lunch in this every day.
Imagine if it was a Michael Kors like head bandage.
It's like, I have already.
Too much? Too far?
A la Sharon Needles, plastic surgery look.
She sort of walks away.
Right, checks her hair in the mirror, zhuzhes herself. Peruses his narcotics.
Yeah, got some inspiration.
Yeah. She's taking her own pills this time, but it seems like she's way too interested in his painkillers.
She asked several questions about them, and then it led her to sit on his bed and start taking some of her own.
Do you think she maybe, like, pulled a switcheroo?
Like, get some of his, like, fancy stuff.
Like, did she throw in some, like, Centrum Forte and, like, pull out the for real stuff?
I mean, who was like, I have a headache. Time for me to take my probiotics. I gotta take 17 probiotics.
No.
But you know what? That does lead me to, like, I think that would be a funnier subplot because it's obvious that they're sort of leading into the introduction of a pill problem for Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
This is not, this is not your Avenue season 1 6-episode sort of thing. This is 12 episodes. They have some time to get into some issues, deep issues of these people.
Yeah.
And I really think that they are sort of paving the way for that. I just think it would be funnier if she was, like, addicted to vitamin D. So I think we've covered all of our bases this week.
Yep.
And I think it's time for us to say goodbye.
We wish Gregory a quick and healthy recovery,
It seems like he's doing okay.
Yeah. But we're really excited about Sky Vodka being our sponsor.
Yes, thank you. Special thanks to Sky Vodka and Johnny Walker, our special guest. And I think it's just time for us to, like, kick back.
Yeah.
Yeah, to just maybe be lounge lizards.
Let's just be lounge lizards.